No stories hit my hot button more than this one. I have waited for this story. This review that the president has ordered about the attempted terror attack on Christmas Day. It's all over the news, right? Okay, so the president meets with his people today, all the department heads, and he comes out and talks to the American people of the world. We knew about the red flags. This was not an intelligence problem. It was not a collection problem, okay? And we just didn't connect the dots. That's what it was all about. We didn't communicate. Now, the righties out there they're waiting for the moment to pin this on President Obama and everybody around him, right? Wait a second. We had the biggest rearrangement of government in the history of the United States in the last administration. After we got hit on 9/11, we had to form the Department of Homeland Security because all of these agencies, the CIA, the FBI, the National Security Agency, local law enforcement, nobody could talk to one another. So here we are. Did that work? Did that really work, or was this just the due diligence of American bureaucracy just not working? What happened here? Oh, but we got to pin it on Obama. We can't wait to pin it on him because he's weak on terror. You know, when this is all washed out, we are going to find out, and we'll dig out the sound bites because they're in the archive. You know, I remember Joe Lieberman, we just have to have the rearrangement of government so we can protect America. I remember all that. I remember Dick Cheney coming out and say that we have to do this because we're going to get hit again. That we just, well, can we just say this, that we kind of got lucky on Christmas Day? That were some people that got after it, and it was a failed attempt. But we knew about the red flags. We had the intel. It's not a collection problem. It is a communication problem, and we didn't connect the dots. So much for the Department of Homeland Security. I hope we get it right. This was not Obama's fault at all. And the Republicans, another story. Republican is saying that the Democrats are worse than terrorists. This comes out of Minnesota. Who knew that we had a bigger nut in Minnesota than Michelle Bachmann? I'll introduce you to the Republican candidate, Alan Quist, in just a moment. I'll show you his crazy sound bites and how he's going to get a response from radical Democrats that he's trying to unseat in that state. Another story tonight, the president meets with Nancy Pelosi. What should the final health care bill look like? Chairman of one of the committees, George Miller, a major player in all of this, is going to be joining us to talk about the negotiations. We'll have that later on in the show. Another story coming up, another Minnesota Republican. Well, he's got the Tea Partiers' hearts just beating again. It's kind of the Michelle Bachmann style from the Midwest. Alan Quist, Q-U-I-S-T. Now, take a look at this guy. He's running to be the Republican nominee for the House seat in Minnesota's 1st District. Looks like a pretty harmless dude, doesn't he? He wants to challenge Democratic Congressman Tim Walz, W-A-L-Z. He's a military veteran, too, I might add. Now, Quist attended the Wabasha County Republicans' Christmas party last month and got a little worked up talking about why he wants to run for Congress. He said fighting Democrats is more important than fighting the terrorists.
I, like you, have seen that our country is being destroyed. I mean, this is, every generation has had to fight the fight for freedom. This is our fight. And this is our time. This is it. Terrorism, yes, but that's not the big battle. The big battle is in D.C. with the radicals. They aren't liberals, they're radicals. Obama, Pelosi, Walz, they're not liberals, they're radicals. They are destroying our country.
Whatever happened to Minnesota? I thought we were kind of just a fair-minded state that didn't have all this radical talk. Now, he made that comment 2 weeks before the alleged terrorists tried to blow up an American airliner, Christmas Day. Since then, he hasn't said a word about it. There's no apology on his campaign website. These Tea Partiers are using the exact same rhetoric that Bush used to talk about al-Qaeda to describe the United States president and his party, right? Democrats are radicals. They hate freedom. They want to destroy this country. And Quist says they have no American values.
Conservative means being absolutely committed to the principles that make this the best country in the world. That's what it means to be conservative. National sovereignty, right to life, right to property, freedom, right down the line. To be conservative is to believe in these principles. The radicals do not believe in any of them. None. That's why we're going to take them out.
Take them out? I hope he means out of office. Folks, this is hate speech at its highest level. It's fear-mongering to the point of making people believe their own lives are in danger. Gosh, if we elect any of these people, I wonder if I'll lose some of my property in Mott, North Dakota. Kind of a harmless place. Tell me what you think about our telephone survey tonight. The number to dial is 1-877-ED-MSNBC. My question tonight is, do you think that the Tea Party attacks are patriotic or un-American? Press 1 for patriotic, press 2 for un-American. We'll bring you the results later on in the show. Well, I can't do this story unless I introduce you to this radical that this guy Quist wants to take out of the United States Congress. Joining me now is this radical out of harmless Minnesota, Congressman Tim Walz. Congressman, great to have you with us tonight. I'm glad you've got a smile on your face. Because these folks, it's getting a little bit goofy out there. I mean, we're only into the 5th day of 2010. If this is the way it's going to be, Katie, bar the door. What's your response, Congressman, to that kind of rhetoric that you could be facing in the campaign?
Well, first of all, Ed, thanks for having me on. I have to tell you, I certainly didn't wear the uniform of this nation for 24 years plus to be equated with terrorism. This poisonous, kind of spiteful speech, it harms the public rhetoric, and my people are tired of it. Folks across the country are tired of it. What they want is they want us to discuss these issues that are affecting their lives, jobs, health care. I don't find it real radical, Ed, that I want to help provide health care for affordable health care for all Americans. I don't find it radical that we want to try and make sure our economy is strong. I don't find it radical that we want to have an energy policy dependent on America, not the Middle East. And this type of rhetoric does nothing to have us move in that direction. So I think we do have to address it. I'm appreciative of you bringing this up, because I do think it poisons the dialogue. And the idea of a high school teacher like myself, football coach, and 24-year guardsman somehow being worse than these people who killed people in New York and have tried to do so again is so incredibly distasteful. It almost makes me wonder if it warrants a response, but I think it does.
Well, we did some checking on your future candidate opponent there, Mr. Quist. He was a teacher at Bethany Lutheran College. He has no military background whatsoever, as you do. It just seems to me that the Republicans are going to do everything they possibly can to target and take out, seat removal, so to speak, not kill you, take out used to have a different definition, but until the Republicans decided to put it to elections, it seems like they want to target Democrats with military experience. How do you feel about that?
Well, I hope that's not the case. I think I add quite a voice to the Congress. I'm the highest-ranking enlisted soldier that's ever served there, and I'm very proud of the work we've done in passing some of the best things for the VA and our veterans in the history of this nation. So I would hope they wouldn't do that.
Is Michelle Bachmann emboldening some of these other candidates around the country? I mean, her district is not very far from yours. I mean, it's getting a lot of play in that part of the country. What do you think?
Well, ironically enough, this gentleman was her mentor early, and his wife is actually employed by the Congresswoman. So there's a tight connection there. Yeah, I think it's that same type of rhetoric we've seen. I don't engage in it. I think the reason I received nearly 63% of the vote last time is that I have a moderate rural district, big farming district. It includes the Mayo Clinic. But these are good folks that don't see their neighbors as Republican or Democrat and don't want to demonize them. So I don't think they buy into this, but I think you're right, Ed. There's no doubt that this is the type of rhetoric. I saw it at my town hall meetings on health care in August. But I have to tell you, too, Ed, I see some of those people who showed up there at those now. They're a little tail between the legs, I think, and kind of embarrassed about that. Not the positions that they would express in opposition, but this inflammatory rhetoric.
That's exactly what it is. Congressman Walz, good to have you on tonight. Best of luck to you. We'll be around. Thanks so much. I appreciate it very much.